Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? I hope you guys had a great day. I mean, there was some really good money making opportunities in the market today. All you had to do was just be patient, wait, and it came to you. I mean, incredible money making opportunities. Um, BA, oh my gosh. If you caught BA, I mean, you made an incredible trade. I mean, look at this. Then here's BA. Here's a 5 minute opening range high right here. There's the break. You buy on the break. Here's the entry right here. Buy on the break of the 5 minute opening range high and just watch this thing take off. I mean, and we had to pull back here and then look at reclaim the 20 and just kept going. I mean, incredible. And there were a couple people who rode this thing all day. They traded it all day. They made incredible money. You're talking about a 20-point move, 20 plus point move from the 5 minute opening range break. Just incredible value. I wish I had been watching this today. I wasn't. And I really feel sick about missing it. These don't happen that often. When you miss them, you tend to feel sick. But really, really good value in the market today. But really quick message for you guys. You know, time is money, but money can't buy time. All right, and the reason why I say that, you don't want to waste your time chasing BS. You don't. You don't want to waste your time trying to find the holy grail or find the quickest way to make money or the easiest way. You're wasting your time. And time you can't get back. Money you can always make back. You know, you lose a couple of bucks, you can go to work and make some money back. You know, not a problem. But you can't make that time back. You can't go buy that time. There's nothing you can do to get the time back that you lost. So time is precious as it gets. So investing your time up front and learning how to do things the right way, it will pay dividends, big dividends on the back end. Because you may think that you're spending more time learning and going through all of this stuff, but on the other side, when people are still trying to figure out which way is up and you're continuing to pick them up and set them down, you're going to realize you made the right decision to just invest your time up front, do what you need to do, and you know you're going to be better for it on the other end. So just wanted to share that with you guys. You know, I thought about that today when I was doing we did the first Roadmap to Success class today, and we're talking about, you know, how, you know, this is a program, a process. It's not something that's quick. You know, it's going to take some time for you to go through, for you to get, but we're going to go through every stop, and you're going to learn step by step. And you invest this little bit of time up front, it will save you years of pain and agony. So, you know, that's kind of what we were thinking about and talking about at that time. So we're looking at the SPY here, and you know, for me, where we are right now, I'm not paying attention to anything that happened prior to around February 19th, 20. I'm not, I don't care, because this is when the market started to roll over. This is when everything started affecting the market. And none of what happened in the past is going to help me understand what's going on now, because we've never been through this in this market. We've never been through anything like this. We've never been in a situation where the federal government is just throwing money into this market and throwing money to keep everything boosted up, we have no idea what's going to happen when the bottom falls out. No idea whatsoever. So right now, it's day to day. I mean, we look at this, and I'm looking at these levels, these key levels, and this right here, this 313.87, or I don't know the exact price right now, but this is a key level. This is a key resistance point. Just like this was key right here, this level. This is key. And, by us holding this and pushing, man, you can see where we ended up. If we take out this, then I don't see why we can't run up and make new highs, before the month is out. I really don't. But, a lot has to happen. A lot has to go right for that synopsis to happen. I'm just saying there's a possibility. I'm not saying it is going to happen, but it is a possibility. But I like to predict what might happen. Like here, I felt, I didn't think we would gap up this morning, but I felt over the next couple of days, but by the end of the week, we'd be testing this level and having some type of an idea of whether we're going to be able to push this or is it going to pull in. So the next 2 days are going to be really interesting to see. So we had a nice little sell-off right at 4 o'clock. It sold back down, eventually got down to like 311, 60-ish or something like that. And, now it's back up over 312, but, it's something to look out for. The unfortunate part about it, a couple of the stocks we're looking at for swings, like SGN and ATVI, I think, a couple of them we're looking at, even though the market is ripping, those things just got flat. And you see a lot of stocks that are fracturing away from the market. So that's why sometimes I call it a fractured market. But it's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be interesting. So only traded one stock today. I locked in on ZM today. And, I did my best to nail it. Opening range breakout. I waited for it to break the high, pre-market high as well. Got in, got my first target, and in Ed fashion, it turned around and started coming back. It would have stopped me out at break even, but I killed it before it got there. And then we bounced up and started to kind of put in the top. So because we didn't get a really good pullback, I went ahead and bought it on the break of the high of this. Got one target again, and then came back and stopped me out at break even. So, we picked up some okay money. I missed this little move in here. So we pulled back and kind of bounced off the 20 here. And I really, honestly, I could have got it like right here. But I waited. I gave it a little bit more time because I didn't feel comfortable or confident with it. But ended up getting it up here and had to hold through some pain here. We pulled back to the 9 and eventually we got the pop. I got my first target and I was getting my car wash. At this time, I was sitting at the car wash and had my little laptop going. And I tried to put in my stop because this thing was coming in and I lost connection. Or either their internet lost connection. Whatever the case is, the lady gave me the code a couple years ago. Their Wi-Fi code. So I'm on their Wi-Fi. And it kind of went out. By the time I got back, man, I was right at the bottom of this candle, and it took me out. So I gave back a little bit of money here. Cause see, I bought it at 219.98. I took half off up here at 221.50. 223 was my next target, but it didn't quite get there, and it ended up pulling all the way back. And you could see where I got out at 219.31. My stop was going to be at 220, but the platform issues, and it's just part of the thing. I'm the one that decided to try and manage it, just to leave and try to manage it, and so I take responsibility for that. Still made a couple bucks on it, but nowhere near what I should have made on it. And so we got back after lunch, and I'm thinking this is gonna break. Okay, we've been grinding up. I'm thinking this is gonna break. We buy it, and it comes right back down. So I had to stop out here. So I'm like, I'm not dealing with this crap again. I'm gonna get in it, and I'm not gonna let these little wicks take me out. All it's doing is seeking volatility, and you saw it do it over and over and over again. So I wasn't gonna let it do that to me again. And so we got in, over the 9 and the 20, and it just kind of messed around again. It popped, but this thing only filled 100 shares. It partial filled me at 221.50, and then it pulled back and bounced again. Like, I wasn't gonna let this thing wick me out anymore. I just wasn't gonna do it, because that's all this thing was doing, is wicking people out. And so it bounced back, finally took the last 50 shares off. This is all part of one order. I had a 150 share order sitting at 221.50, and it fell half right here at 1508, and then the other half didn't get filled until 1522. And then 223 was my final target, and it popped. It gave a good pop over that. I was thinking this was going to get to 225 today, but we were so late in the day, I was like, I'll take 223 and be happy with it. And that's pretty much what we did. So just kind of stuck to one stock, and this is my MO. This is how I like to trade. Lock in on one stock and trade it. And we saw BMW, I mean not BMW, we saw BA, and BA is another one of those stocks where I could have traded it all day. I would have been locked in on it and traded it all day. But this is what I like to do. This is my MO. So it looks like things are starting to come back and give me the type moves, the type price action that I really like to trade. So we weathered the storm, and now things are starting to come back and work itself out. So we got 744.74. Not bad at all. I really like this day. So we got a good week going. 3 days. I know Monday was tough, but Tuesday and Wednesday far made up for the bad game I had on Monday. So that's where we are right now. But I do want to share one other thing with you really quick. And I did this because I was working with somebody after we had our meeting, our Road to Success seminar today. I met with another trader, and he was wanting me to really go through this aftermarket earning strategy. So what I would used to do, I would I would get in prior because I've done my research. I knew where I felt the stock was going to gap to. With everything that's happened, a lot of stocks have been cutting their guidance. I see a lot of them have stopped doing that now. But prior to this, they kind of stopped. And so I would wait for the secondary opportunity. Now, the secondary opportunity doesn't give you as big of a trade, but it does give you good opportunity. And you can see here, we made the big move. We had to bounce. I wait until we come back and break the low. Now, yes, sometimes it will bounce back. Things aren't going to work perfectly every time. They're just not. So you have to be disciplined. You have to be patient and allow these things to work themselves out. And you could see we do have pretty decent order flow on these stocks after market. And I only trade those that do have fairly decent order flow. And you can see we had a target here at 44. I'm going to just close this out here right before 8 o'clock. But we had I had a target here at 44. It came down to within cents of it and bounced. And so I thought, hey, we might get it again. It might come back down. But it's since recovering. The volume is really gone now. Everything is really, really slow. But there's gonna be people out here that will take the other sides of my orders. I've got till 8 o'clock to close this out. But this is it's not really difficult. It's not dangerous. The volatility, pretty much by the time we get in it, the volatility has died down. So it's almost like a secondary trade. Basically, that's what it is. It's just a secondary earnings trade. When I'm trading this in my other accounts, sometimes I will let these and hold them overnight if I expect, more movement overnight. But there's a lot of things you can do with this once you learn it, once you understand it. So this is part of what we will be talking about in the roadmap to success. We will get into the part where we're talking about strategies, and the only way to learn these things is to watch them happen real time. Because here's what happens. You look at a dead chart and you see the setup on the dead chart. What you're going to do is look to apply that same setup to every chart you're looking at. And you can't, on a live chart, these stocks, the setup may be the same, but it's going to look different. It's not going to look identical to the one that you see on a dead chart. And so one of the biggest issues I have is when, new traders, when they've learned the setup on a dead chart and they're watching me trade it live and they're like, well, it didn't do this or it didn't do that. You can't compare it to the dead chart. This is a different stock. This is got different price action. Even though we're looking to trade the same setup, it's not going to look the same. So you have to trade this in an open market. You have to see it live, and you have to see multiples. You have to see it happen multiple times so you can get the idea that, hey, no two setups are going to look alike. It'll be the same setup. It could be the same A+ setup, same trigger, but the trade is not going to look the same. So, that's why it's really, really important. So I just wanted to share that with you before I signed off. So that's going to do it for me today. You guys have a great night, a great evening, and I will catch you tomorrow.